Okay, if you're a dentist, you know your day is all about patient care. But what about that mountain of work that's waiting for you after the last patient leaves? You know, the admin, the reviews, all that paperwork. Well, today we're going to break down how AI can help you completely conquer that mountain and get a huge chunk of your life back.
20 to 30%. Let that sink in for a second. That's how much of your workday is probably spent on stuff that isn't direct patient care. Think about it. That's at least one full day every single week that's just eaten up by what we call secondary tasks.
And here's what happens, right? Because your clinic hours are, packed with patients, all that essential admin work gets pushed. It bleeds into your personal time. It's the work that takes over your evenings and just steals your weekends away.
So let's just call it what it is, the 20% problem. It's this crazy volume of secondary tasks that, yeah, they're necessary, but they pull you away from what you love about your practice, and they pull you away from your life. So what exactly are these tasks we're talking about?
Well, it's all the stuff that piles up. It's the peer reviews and the quality assurance checks. It's the time you spend creating training materials for new hires. It's the hours justifying billing codes, trying to summarize research, writing up clinic policies, and even just drafting emails to patients. All of it is vital for a great practice. But wow, does it add up?
So, how in the world do we fix this? Well, we introduce a new member to your team. And no, it's not a person. It's an incredibly efficient AI assistant. And don't think of this as some complicated, scary tech. Think of it as a practical tool, one that's designed to handle exactly these kinds of jobs. The natural question, of course, is, okay, great, but how do I actually use it? Honestly, it's way simpler than you'd think. The real secret to unlocking the power of AI is just learning how to give it the right instructions, what we call a prompt.
This right here is your recipe for success. It's a simple, 5-part prompt. First, you give it context. You paste in a patient's progress note. Second, you give it a role, like act as a clinical supervisor. Third, you tell it the action. Review this note for completeness. Fourth, you define the format. Maybe give me a checklist with pass-fail. And last, you specify the target audience and tone. This structure turns a vague wish into a powerful command.
Okay, enough theory. Let's see this thing in action with some really practical examples. And we'll start with the administrative side of running your practice.
So picture this. You've got a new dentist starting on Monday. You need to get them totally up to speed with your clinic's EMR system, your documentation standards, all your protocols, but you have zero time to create a training plan from scratch.
Just look at the difference here. The old way, you're spending hours, maybe days trying to whip something up, and it's probably inconsistent from one hire to the next. But with a simple prompt, AI can generate a complete, standardized 5-day orientation schedule in literally minutes. It's all set to go before your new hire even walks through the door.
Okay, here's another one we've all dealt with. A patient complains about long wait times. Drafting a response that's professional, empathetic, and effective, that takes time. And frankly, it takes a lot of emotional energy.
But with that well-structured prompt we talked about, the AI can draft that letter for you in seconds. It perfectly acknowledges the patient's concern, it outlines the corrective actions you're taking, and it helps you keep that crucial patient relationship intact, all without the usual stress and time sink.
All right, so let's move beyond just practice management and look at tasks that directly support your quality of care and compliance, because AI can help there too.
Monthly peer reviews. We all know they're essential for quality assurance, but let's be honest, going through your colleagues' charts to check for documentation quality can be incredibly tedious and time-consuming.
Manually, the process is just a slog. It's slow, it can be inconsistent, especially at the end of a long day when reviewer fatigue picks in. But with AI, it's a whole new ballgame. It becomes structured, it's fast, and you can give it specific criteria to check against. You get consistent, high-quality feedback every single time.
And the time savings here are just dramatic. I mean, a manual chart review that might take you 15 minutes, it can be done in just 5 with AI's help. That's 2/3 of the time gone. Do that for just 5 charts a month, and you've already saved over an hour.
Now let's talk about something that's critical to the financial health of your practice: billing and coding. You absolutely have to make sure your documentation clearly supports the CPT codes you're using to ensure compliance and, well, to get paid.
AI can be a total game changer here.
You can just input the treatment activities, and the AI not only suggests the right CPT codes, it gives you the exact justification language you need to pop into your notes. This seriously strengthens your documentation and makes compliance so much easier.
So when you start to put all of these different applications together, the impact becomes incredibly clear. This isn't just about being a little more efficient. It's about fundamentally changing your relationship with the administrative side of your job.
So let's recap the big wins. AI can automate a huge chunk of that non-clinical work. It speeds up tedious tasks like peer reviews. It lets you create staff training materials in minutes instead of hours. And it even supports your billing with better documentation. And the key to all of it? It's that simple 5-part prompt: context, role, action, format, and target.
And what does this all add up to in the real world? Well, by putting these AI strategies into play, you can realistically reclaim 5 or more hours every single week. That's time you can pour back into patient care, into professional development, or, just into your own life.
And that really leads to the final thought I want to leave you with. Just imagine having an extra half day back every single week. What would you do with that time? More time with your family? Actually pursue a hobby? Or maybe just get home at a reasonable hour? The potential is absolutely there, and it's more accessible than it's ever been.